It's June 22nd and we are back at the challenges, the Great Craft Room Challenge. I think today we will start the 3 units I have here on the wall. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. The green drawers like the ones in the closet. We're going to go ahead and, I think to start, I'm just going to empty them out either in a laundry basket and just have them in the laundry basket and take them one at a time, see what it is, and decide if it's something I want to keep or put the yarn back in the closet, or if it's almost finished, maybe decide to finish it and put it in a finished area, or a finished objects, or a WIP, I should say, a WIP area, a works in progress area, so that I can get things out of these drawers and maybe actually use them for patterns, or like things that I have sitting on the counters that don't really have to be out and seen. I can use the storage space for that. Even more fabrics, or whatever happens to come along in the coming days. So let me do that. It's just after 11, so maybe by 11:30 I'll see where I'm at, and we will call this challenge for today done. I did mention we are going away tomorrow, so I will probably do the pre-recording for I'll probably do those today and then just slip in a video Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we'll be back. Hopefully this particular project might be close to finished, if not finished, but we'll be back shortly. Alright, hello, we are back. It's been 20 minutes, I guess. Yeah, this is going to be a 3-4 day project, I'm thinking, because what I decided, and I'll take you off here in a second, I emptied this one unit on this side, and I mean, I'll put in pictures of what that looks like when I emptied it. But I've sorted through, and in this basket now are just knitted projects. So there's like 5 knitted projects that I've come across. So as I'm cleaning these other 2 units out, I don't think there's any more knitted projects in them, but that's kind of why I'm doing this, is to see what I have. And I'll keep my knitted whips separate from my crochet whips. But what I ended up doing, I can turn you here also, and you can see on the desk, maybe I put the whips that I want to keep, that I found in here, or that have been started and have gotten more than just a tiny piece started. I mean, this has come quite a few rows, and I know where the pattern came from. So, I mean, it needs to be finished, and I do love this particular pattern, so I do want to finish. So in that closet, if you remember, I had all these containers, but in each one were different colored yarns. Well, I ended up taking the yarns out, and I will show you. Let me pick this up. I don't want to lose it, because it's what yarn it is. It tells you, how to wash it, all that kind of stuff. So I try to keep all that stuff together, and then even my little chicken scratch notes of what the pattern is. This one I actually wrote out, so it took me a little time, but I at least have the paper on what to do to make that stitch. Some of them I found on YouTube, so I have the name of the YouTuber and where to go to find the pattern, that kind of a thing. I probably should print them out though, like some of them I've printed out. So it just helps me to know, try to stay a little organized. Now I came across 1 or 2 that it's like this one. I have to share. I just wanted to try a 4-leaf clover, but I don't recall where I got the pattern. So what I might do is just snip this off and keep the little clover, and then just put the yarn in my stash. And then there's some in here that are for Valentine's that I know where the pattern came from because I have a little sticky note in here. Jada's Valentine heart. So I made several. What I'll do with these I don't know, but I've got several little hearts and then the yarn that I used. So whether I make more or not, I'll just take and wind these into little balls and keep the yarn in my stash. But the finished objects I might put with my other cross-stitch finished objects, and use one area just to put all my finished objects, so that if I need to make something or finish something, I'll know what I have. So that's kind of the plan. Of course, I came across, as I'm emptying, everything was in these plastic bags. So I have tons more plastic Ziplocs. So maybe for yarn finished objects, I can put them in maybe one of the larger bags and just start one bag that has finished objects in them, and maybe store them in one of these empty drawers when I get them cleaned out. But like I said, it's going to be a process. But I'll take you off here and show you so far where I'm at in the drawer. Try not to move you around too much. But what I did, I had to empty the cream containers, and they all had yarn in them. So I'm putting the skeins up here because I really don't have any more wall room in my closet to store yarn. So maybe these will have to be for the actual supplies of yarns that I have, and I can put more in these. They're not totally full. So I'll just keep doing that. But up here you'll see these are the actual projects that I came across. I mean, some of these, this one didn't get emptied, but I'll do that after we're done here. This is a bowl cozy that I started. Just haven't finished. Well, I actually finished one. Okay, so that's a finished object. But I started another. So I was thinking I would have a set of 2. That was the plan for that. Whether or not I have more of this yarn, I'll have to see. But thankfully I kept the label and maybe can find more yarn if needed. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. And some of these still have the yarn in them and they're just not finished. This was going to be a scarf or a shawl. This is a finished object, needs a border. This one I started and haven't finished. It was going to be a scarf. So just things that I know I want to finish. I'm going to go ahead and take these and put them back up in the closet in there. And that section above the yarn will be my whips for crochet. There's still 3 more up there that need the yarn taken out of, so we'll see if I find any more whips in these other units down here. I'm thinking that unit just basically has cotton yarns in it and crochet supplies, so I don't think there's any more whips. But the one on the end might have some whips, knitting whips, and as well as crochet. So like I said, I'll pre-record a couple more episodes and we'll get through this weekend. And I'm just noticing I dropped a couple whips down there. So I will wrap this up for today, and then we will continue, and I will see you all through the weekend, and we'll see where this gets me by the end of the week. So I hope that was not too confusing, too boring. But I will be glad when I kind of know what I have. And lately I have been pulling out crochet a little bit, and now that I'm seeing these, it gets me excited to say, oh, I can work on that one and finish it. Or so I appreciate you again coming back every day and watching, and I am glad to get some of these things figured out. But that will do it for today. The Great Craft Room Challenge will continue tomorrow. Bye-bye.